Hi guys, I'm back again. 20 minutes is not enough to cover everything I want to cover and teach at the same time. um, so let's talk about cryptos, and I want to talk about gold as well. Let's say that this is a video about money, different forms of money, and I do consider crypto money. Why? Well, in order to have money globally, it cannot be a yuan or a dollar or peso or rupee, or it has to have a form of its own that it can be converted in any currency where it's used in that nation, right? So it has to be something different, and it has to be more of a credit card, a Bitcoin, a crypto, or some other kind of form that is easily uh, transformed. So when people say, well, you know, Bitcoin is not a coin, well, yeah, true, but it is a coin in some uh, currency, any currency on the planet, really. So, to me, it's money. All right. To me, cryptos are a dual parallel global currency, and that is useful when the currency, the underlying currency, in this case, all currencies, are fucked up. And unfortunately, with dual parallel global currencies, when the underlying currency is fucked up, uh, the end game is not good. I've never seen a dual global parallel currency where it ended up good. So, all right, let's get started with the video. All right, before I show this chart, okay, and we talked about this, and then let's just cover it. Last time I made the video, I said, look, this is a bear flag. I didn't draw it very well, but this, let me see if I can do a better job. This is a bear flag. Okay, this is the compass. This is one compass. Well, the compass is going to show us where wave three is going to go, right? So if you came from the top to the bottom, the compass is likely going to show this. Okay. Uh, when you look at this compass, which is a bigger compass, right? It's showing us which way the next move is going to come. Well, guess what? We should see a wave three down because this whole structure here is pointing up. This makes it a two, and then three comes. One, two, three down. Very simple. It's nothing complicated about this. The next argument is going to become, well, can't you see the head and shoulders? Sure, I can see it. Right? I just rather focus on this right now. I think this is more telling than anything else. Okay, and a wave three is going to be coming here soon. Now this is total market cap. Okay, but if you look at Bitcoin, not that much different. In fact, it's getting really close towards the bottom here. Getting really close. Okay, so remember, Bitcoin is the king, right? Biggest market cap. Ethereum is in the middle of nowhere right now, but again, it does have that, you know, bearish formation as well. Okay, at least to test this area, at least. Then maybe bounces and then we go. All right. Now let's talk about gold. Really, really, really disappointing. Very disappointing. 8.5% inflation. Geopolitical risk, World War III style. And it's done nothing. Nothing. Again, I'm still in the bullish camp. All right. I'm still there. But come on, man. Come on. There's no follow through. Okay. We had a double top. It corrected. Normal kind of price action. I don't, for now, I don't consider this a double top potential reversal area. Okay. I don't. It doesn't mean I won't in the future. Right now, I don't characterize it as that. But I mean, come on. It hasn't done anything. And some guy actually blocked me. He's some big guru on Twitter with, I don't know, 300,000 followers, and he's the big shot. And for 11 years, that's all he's been talking about: gold, 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 and it's done nothing. Nothing. You don't even get a dividend. You don't get nothing. It's just dead money. And he actually blocked me because I'm like, hey, until this thing breaks out, it's dead money. And he was like, and that's what these people do. They block out anything that exposes the truth. It pisses them off. They hate you. And then what it appears is like all of social media. Everybody goes into their little groups and they sit there and they self reinforce bullshit, right? And there's nobody to say, hey, did you ever think of this? There's nobody in there. So what happens is we end up in everybody, including me, I'm sure, we end up in these little cults. It's horrible, horrible. But again, 11 years has done nothing. And still, we got a nice little breakout here, and it's doing nothing again. How frustrating. Okay, so uh, again, I pointed this out a couple weeks ago, and I said, look, this thing. When no, not this one. Where is it? This is back on March 30th, right? I said, look, 3 weeks ago. Uh, no, not this one. Where am I? I'm just clicking anywhere. There it is. I said, look, this thing has a ways to go before, it starts to outperform NASDAQ. So what does that mean? Well, if you were pairs trading, and I'm not saying you should, I'm just pointing it out. If you're buying gold against the NASDAQ, you need a very big move to occur in order to even start thinking about buying gold against stocks. I can't draw today, right? Well, sorry, I'm taking up your valuable time. Okay, it's got to. I'm sure it will at some point. Again, that's why I remain bullish. But it's a 1, 2, 3 down, pointing downwards. This is going to come at some point. But God, how frustrating is it? I mean, what else do you possibly want? What do you need for this thing to start to go? you know. So anyway, so here's my point. If you were to compare this to Bitcoin, all right, compare this to Bitcoin, gold has been underperforming as well. Okay, let's do it the other way. Or Bitcoin is outperforming gold. Oh, what happened? Oh, come on. Going USD slash, and I urge you guys to do the same, right? Want to be doing this kind of analysis. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, can we make an argument that this is a bull flag for more upside on Bitcoin? Yeah. Can we also make an argument that this is potentially a double top reversal? Yeah. Right. It all depends which way the price action is going to go. Right. Um, if it starts to break down here, then Bitcoin is going to be underperforming gold. Conversely, if it breaks out, then Bitcoin is going to be outperforming. Okay. We don't know. We don't know. We do know that they are kind of trading in a sideways motion right now together, not really doing a whole hell of a lot. Um, and if you buy crypto or gold, you're kind of more or less in the same boat. Now, obviously you want to measure this, right? So there's a lot of fluctuation that is going on between Bitcoin and gold, but I'm looking at the overall bigger picture here. Okay, we're not just looking at this range. In this range, if you wanted to make a trade, a pairs trade, then you would think that somewhere down here you want to buy Bitcoin against gold, and hopefully it outperforms um, Bitcoin outperforms gold. But unfortunately, with pairs trading, that's not the way it works because they can both fall. It's just one will fall more than the other or less than the other. Okay, so I don't kind of recommend that, but you know what I'm saying. All right. So the next question is, okay, how is Bitcoin performing against the Nasdaq? And you end up somewhere in the middle. Not a whole hell of a lot of direction, momentum, trend, nothing. Okay. So they're kind of trading together, and we've seen that. We've seen like in the weekend, uh, cryptos will start to fall, Bitcoin will start to fall, and then you open up on Monday, and guess what? Market goes south as well, or vice versa. So we really looked at gold, we looked at the dollar, and we looked at Bitcoin in this video. Uh, Again, I want to quickly go look at the dollar index. Okay, dollar index continues to soar higher. It's now 101. Now, again, what happens when the dollar rises? Bad for emerging markets, right? Just keep that in your mind. You always want to verify that. You don't want to just willy-nilly take my word for it. Always verify. But typically, it's bad for emerging markets. Why? Because dollars leave, capital investment leaves emerging markets, comes back into the U.S. Whatever is causing that, it could be fear of war, it could be because the interest rates in the U.S. are higher. It could be any number of things, but when that happens, it starts to starve the emerging markets of investment capital. Unemployment goes up, social unrest goes up, and things tend to become very bad. Think of the Asian financial crisis. Now, for a lot of you, you're not even sure what the Asian financial crisis is and what happened or whatever. But if you go back here, okay, this is the Asian financial crisis. Look what happened, right? Stocks dropped as well as the, uh, the dollar here, okay, and then boom, big pop. You know why this happened here? Because we raised interest rates here, right? So the dollar got stronger, and then everything went to hell. Remember, the U.S. needs customers. That's what they need. They need customers. That's the most important thing to an American. Uh, Customers, customers, customers. We're capitalists, right? Well, at least we used to be, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so what's my point here? My point here is that if the stronger the dollar gets, the worse it becomes for emerging markets, the worse it becomes for global trade, right? Global GDP and so forth. And eventually we get to the point where everything starts to crash, right? Along with the stock market. So, uh, it's not necessarily a good thing that the dollar is rising. And again, as I said in the previous video, that you get this is the one, the compass, right? Then this becomes wave two, okay? And the likely next move, based on what the compass is telling us, is that there will be another move to the upside in the dollar coming. So while you're sitting here trying to figure out, you know, gold or Bitcoin or whatever, start to consider some Forex pairs, okay? Uh, US dollar, Japanese yen, for example, right? Look at that, soaring, right? Maybe you want to buy that. Taking a look at the Euro USD, okay? Look at that. That's starting to break down, right? Very close, very close. Today, in fact, was a very key day or month, okay? But key day, starting to build that pressure down here at the support area, okay? The breaking of the line in of itself is not a big deal. Okay, we could probably get some kind of pop here in the near future, but at the same time, you can also get a very thrusty move to the downside. So anything long dollar, I think, major currency wise, I think is probably a good deal. Great Britain bound USD, okay. Uh, Again, right? Look at the way it's behaving. And I like the pound, by the way, but it's not doing what it's supposed to. You can see a bigger pullback here in the pound. So that's where I would probably be looking uh, in terms of money, not necessarily gold and not necessarily Bitcoin. Now, the problem is that we're getting really close to this resistance area, so there's not a whole hell of a lot of room in here. I mean, you can make some trades, okay, but until this starts to break out and you start seeing some of the other charts really start to break down, um, you know, we'll see. We'll see. We need the evidence. That's a good theory, but we need the evidence. But for now, you have a little bit of room to the upside in Forex. And instead of gold, instead of Bitcoin, I think I would be looking at Forex pairs. Okay. Uh, so anyway, I hope this video helped you understand, a little bit about money, understand what the charts are saying, uh, looking for areas to potentially go out and trade. Now, remember, Forex is a little funky, so don't get too over leveraged. Small. You can get, because look, this is kind of an erection play, as I call it. You'll get a correction. You want to wait for the correction before you start buying? That's fine. You start getting some kind of a F flag like this, right? Starts to pull back, you know, before it goes. That's fine. You want to buy the breakout? That's fine. There's a number of ways to do it. Depends on your risk tolerance, your experience, and so forth. But be prepared for some kind of a pullback. Erections tend to have that kind of, move back down. Now, having said all that, you also get moves like this. That once it starts to go, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. So you can really see this go. So again, I'm giving you all the options, risk tolerances. You guys are not my subs, so you're not. I'm not giving you up to date info, but I'm just trying to cover all bases. Okay, so whatever fits best for you. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much again for all your support. Uh, should I look at the other? I don't really look at the other cryptos because what one does, so does the other. It's not something I do. I mean, I have them here, but I don't know. I'll just. How about this? I'll quickly go through them. Okay. Here's Shiba. All right. Here is Tron. Right. Just faded away. Here's Solana. Right. This was like the next great white hope. Uh, Dogecoin fading away. Ripple fading away. Litecoin faded away. Okay. So this again. These things. Forget about these things. Just stick to the winners. Always stick to the winners. All right, guys. That's it for this video. Thank you again very much. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.